wake up today to be average. So why are we living that way? I truly do believe that God wants us to be wealthy. God desires for us to live our best. You can have everything that you want in this life. You can have the money, the family, the marriage, the business, the car, whatever it is that you want. You can have it. Wealth is your birthright. You deserve to be wealthy. These are the secrets of a money mogul, the keys to living an abundant life.
Hey moguls, welcome to another episode of the Secrets of a Money Mogul podcast. This is episode 13. I just want to say I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, and I'm going to go ahead and say Happy New Year because this is the last episode of what year is this? 2018. So as a kind of end of the year review, I came across a call that I did about 2.5 years ago. And in this call, it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. But I dropped some gems in this call that I feel are very relevant today. And listening back to this call was just good for me also, because not only did I kind of need some of my own advice that I gave back then. It's like sometimes we forget that we've taught things or that we've said things. But in this call, I'm talking about 7 ways that you can have faith. And I'm talking about the unwavering faith that you can have. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the audio of that call, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please send me your questions. I still have coaching applications open if you are interested in coaching, and we'll get right into it. So I will see you guys in 2019.
Okay, thank you all for joining me today. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Sunday night prosperity call. I'm so glad that you all were able to join me today. Today, I want to talk about something that we all could use a little more of, and that is faith. And it's something that's just been heavy on my heart, something that I've been thinking about when it comes to one thing that I've been kind of struggling with, and that's having unwavering faith, that type of faith that, you know without a shadow of a doubt that God is going to be blessing you, that He has something amazing for you, that your dreams are going to come true, and that things are going to work out just as they should be. And a lot of times when things happen to us, we're told, everything happens for a reason. Learn from the failure, learn from the opportunity, and sometimes that is just so difficult when we're in that situation. And that's the last thing that we want to hear, is that we should be learning from this opportunity when we're faced with some kind of adversity. But having unwavering faith is when you know without a shadow of a doubt that this is an opportunity for self-mastery, that this is an opportunity for growth, and that this opportunity is going to propel you to the next level in life. So when I started doing these calls, I wanted them to be more about life, more personal development, and less about money, because I can teach you everything you need to know about personal finance, but if you aren't the type of person, if you don't have the personal development and you're not the person that has a wealthy mindset and a wealthy heart and faith, it won't matter. Everything that I teach you, it won't matter. It won't stick. So today I'm just going to give you 7 tips to feed your faith, 7 tips to have faith, how to stay consistent with your faith, and how to just have that unwavering faith that I know that this is what God has for me and this is what I'm going after. So the first tip is to feed your faith and starve your fears. So I always hear a story. I heard this story actually when I was listening to another motivational speaker, and he was talking about a guy who had two dogs. He had a black dog and a white dog. And each week he would bring the dogs to the town to fight. And each week a different dog would win. And no matter what, the guy always bet on the right dog. So if he bet on the white dog will win. If he bet on the black dog will win. And one day, a young boy in the town asked him, how do you always know which dog is going to win? And the guy would tell him, I always bet on the dog that I've been feeding the most that week. And what that means is that you're either feeding your faith or you're feeding your fear. And whichever one you're feeding more, that's what's going to win. So if you're feeding your fear and you're giving into your fear and you're thinking about it all the time, and, the more fearful you get, you kind of get on this downward spiral, that is what's going to win. That's what's going to overtake your life. So when it comes to faith, we have to begin to feed our faith, ground ourselves in Scripture and ground ourselves in faith. And whenever fear becomes present, we need to dismiss it and commit to feeding only our faith and no longer our fear. So that's tip number one. Tip number one is that we're going to be feeding our faith and starving our fear so that it no longer has power over us, so that it can begin to diminish, so that it can begin to kind of lose its ground. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to speak faith. So we're going to focus on our words because we've talked about this before, but our words have power. Our words have power, and what you say is so. So if you are speaking negative things over your life, if you are speaking negative things over your business, over your job, over your family, what you say is so. So we have to begin to speak faith and speak those things, even if the situation doesn't look like it needs to be, even if it looks like everything is falling apart. We need to be speaking faith. We need to be speaking things as though they were, even if they aren't. And remember that our words have so much power. But it's not enough to speak faith. The third tip is we have to exercise our faith, and we have to take action on those words. So if I'm speaking faith into my life, and I'm speaking faith into my business, and I'm speaking faith into my money, I have to begin to take action on those words. I can't just speak it. It's not enough to speak it. It's not enough to say affirmations every day. It's not enough to say that I want to lose weight or I want to eat healthy. It's not enough. I have to begin to take action. I have to begin to implement the steps, put the steps into place. It's not enough to say that I want to build a savings or that I have X amount of dollars saved. I have to begin to put those steps into place and take action. And even if that starts with $1, even if that starts with $10, even if it starts with one apple a day or one workout a day, no matter what it is, we have to begin to take action on our words. So the fourth tip to have that unwavering faith is to get rid of negative people and negative energy. That could potentially be a negative TV show. That could potentially be negative people at work. I don't know if any of you have those people at work who always come to your desk with some drama, who always have something to complain about, who always have something that they're upset about. And, you might not have even been mad at something at work. The coffee maker wasn't working. You don't even drink coffee, so you don't even care. But so-and-so comes to your desk, and she starts talking about how that coffee maker don't work. And, girl, can you believe they haven't had that coffee maker working in 5 days? And before you know it, you're upset about the coffee maker, and you don't even drink coffee. I know that it's happened to me. I know that I've been sitting at my desk minding my own business, allowing negative people and negative energy to come in and influence me and bring that negative energy with them. So we have to begin to get rid of negative people and negative energy. Just block it off. Just say, I need to get back to work. I love you. I'll talk to you later, whatever. Sometimes that negative energy is family and those close to us. Sometimes that negative energy is those really close to us. And it's hard for us not to pick up our phone, and it's hard for us not to stop by and not to have those difficult conversations with them. But sometimes we don't have to have those conversations. Sometimes we just have to focus on ourselves and become a better person. And before we know it, those people will just stop calling. Those people just stop wanting to come around because they feel, oh, girl, you're always on this positive tip. I don't want to hear all that roo-roo, rah-rah positive stuff today. So they just don't call you. And that's okay. It's okay because not everybody can take this journey with you. And it's not that you love them any less or any more. It's just that sometimes where God is going to take you, nobody else can ride that wagon with you. Nobody else can get there with you. And you're going to have to go there by yourself. And you may meet some other people along the way. And I trust and I have faith and I believe that God is putting the right people in my life every single day. And I always say that, people in high places are working on my behalf, and God is placing the right people in my life to put me in a position for him to pour out a blessing that I really do not have room enough to receive. So get rid of that negative people, get rid of that negative energy, remove it from your house, remove it from your workspace, remove it from your job, remove it from your business. The fifth step to having unwavering faith is that you have to believe. Without belief, everything is null and void. Everything is null and void without belief. So no matter what you're believing God for, no matter what you want, no matter what you're dreaming about, if you do not believe that you can receive it, if you do not believe that it's there for you, you will not go after it. You will not take the action steps necessary. You can speak all day. You can pray all day. You can thank God all day. But if you do not believe, it will not happen for you. And belief is so important. It's probably one of the most important steps that I'm talking about tonight. And sometimes it takes time for us to believe. It takes time for us to build ourselves up to have that type of belief, to have that unwavering faith. Because at the root of unwavering faith is belief. So we're going to have to begin to believe in the beauty of our dreams and believe in the things that God has for us and believe that where we are today is not where we have to stay. And it's not where we will stay, because God has something so amazing planned for us. And we have to believe that, even when it gets hard, even when it looks like it could never happen, even when people are bringing their negative energy and telling us that we should just give up and quit and fold and throw in the towel. Belief is what will keep us going. So the sixth thing we have to do to have unwavering faith is we have to share our gifts with others. Share our beliefs and share our gifts with others who we trust and who will hold us accountable. And we have to be careful who we share that with. Because, again, we have some of those negative people who are bringing their negative energy, but we have some people who are ready to push us to the next level, who are ready to push us out of our comfort zone. I'm a huge person. I love to stay in my comfort zone. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so I have a little bit of a cough here. But what I was saying was that I'm the type of person, like, you would think that it's easy for me to step outside of my comfort zone, but it is not. Trust me. I try to stay in it because it's what's comfortable to me, and I'm learning that I have to get out of it. But what helps is that I have the right people around me, the right mentors, the right coaches, the right friends who are pushing me to my max and pushing me to my limit. And when I want to give up and I want to quit, they're telling me that I can't. They're telling me that I can't. And they're helping me to push forward even when I don't want to. So the seventh and final tip to having unwavering faith is to pray and seek God. Prayer has become such a huge part of my life. And I don't know who's all on the line today. I didn't come to preach to you today. I don't know if you're a Christian. You have a New Age belief, or you believe in something else. But whatever you believe in, there is a higher power. And I believe in God, and I believe that, He has something so big planned for me. And I pray for God to continue to develop me. And I pray for Him to give me this unwavering faith. And I pray when fear comes, I pray that I'm feeding my faith. I pray that I'm starving my fear. And in my prayers, I'm speaking faith. I'm also taking action and exercising, taking action on the things that I'm praying about. So I'm not just praying about them, but I'm actually taking action on those things. So if I'm praying that I want a successful business, I'm taking the steps to make my business successful. I'm not just sitting here praying for it and hoping and wishing that people just stumble upon my website. I have to get out there and tell people about it, and tell people about my services, and tell people about what I have to offer. So pray and seek God. So I'm going to go over those 7 tips real quick. I like to do a recap at the end of the call just in case you join me a little bit later. Today we were talking about how to have unwavering faith, that I know this is going to happen. The first step is to feed your faith and starve your fears. The second is to speak faith. The third is to exercise your faith and take action. The fourth is to get rid of negative people and negative energy. The fifth is to believe. The sixth is to share your gifts with others and share this with people who are going to push you and propel you forward. And the seventh is to pray and seek God.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Secrets of Money Mogul podcast. I know you know 2 to 3 friends who could use this information, so please share it with them on social media. Please leave us a review on iTunes, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next week.